Okay, so I am a Apple fan, or at least I used to be for 2023. My main driver was an iPhone 14 Pro Max. But in July or in August, when the Galaxy Z Flip 5 was released, I decided to ditch my iPhone 14 for this device, and I'm here today with my thoughts and whether or not I could recommend you to do the same, even from another Android manufacturer. So let's get started. So before I get started, I just want to say that I've had this device for 5 months now, ever since it was released in August. So I've definitely had enough time to play around with this device, and I've definitely had my share of hiccups with this phone. So it's not all been, I guess you could say, like the best experience, but I'm here to tell you my favorite things and some of the things that I don't quite like, and I wish that it had. So the first thing that is pretty obvious when you talk about a folding phone is just its form factor, that it can be opened and closed just whenever you want. And I like it because it just gives that like action of closing it. That's just very satisfying. Just listen to that. Like that's just so satisfying to like end a phone call. It will hang up if you close it. It's just super satisfying. Kind of brings back like the old flip phone kind of feel. And then this display is nice, except for that crease, which is definitely something that I hope that Samsung can fix in the later or in the next generation of Galaxy foldables, which would be the Galaxy Z Fold 6 and Z Flip 6. And so yeah, I do definitely enjoy this panel. It's 120 hertz refresh rate, so it's super fast, super responsive, and I've had no hiccups like with the display, no complaints with it. It's all super fast, super responsive, and yeah, so it's definitely a great experience. And as for software, I do like Android obviously better. And I actually did a animation battle between iOS 17 and One UI 6. If you're interested in that, there will be a little pop-up right here at the end of the video. So if you want to check that out, stay to the end of the video to see how you can watch that. It just brings so many great features, like One UI 6, especially over One UI 5. There is definitely a lot of more of new features, including this new redesigned quick settings. It's just so much easier to customize now, and it just looks so much more efficient. And you can also access it now, kind of like on iPhone, just by a quick swipe from the right corner. Just like that. It's super easy and just super like simple to do. And also something that I really like, you can't really tell with this wallpaper, so let me change it. Okay, there we go. That's definitely louder. So as you can see, this phone has uniformed bezels, but as you might notice, they are pretty chunky. So rumors have said that the Galaxy Z Flip 6 will have thinner bezels. So I'm really hoping on that because, to be honest, these bezels are pretty annoying. Um, so yeah, that is something that I wish they could fix, but I am glad that they're at least uniformed and there's not like a chin or anything, so that is pretty nice to have. So yeah, screen and just like using the phone and just its aesthetics is really nice. And also this cover screen, or as Samsung's calling it, the flex window. It's definitely really nice. I really do like it just to quick check notifications, adjust some settings like turn on airplane mode, or take some quick selfies from it as a viewfinder. It's just super easy and quick, and you can pull it out at a moment's notice and do literally anything. So that's super nice to have. I do wish that you at least had some more options for widgets, because right now we don't have too many. There's just the Google Finance, Google Finance. You could have a Good Lock app to run literally whatever application you want off the cover screen. And then you have like Good Locks, what is this? Game Stacks, I think. And then you have alarms, so you can just control that. Stopwatches, photo, or stopwatch photo, timer, contacts, Samsung Health for like steps and stuff, calculator, calls, steps, voice memos, which is pretty nice to be able to just record a voice memo at a moment's notice. And you also have calendar, weather, which is pretty helpful to have some snow in the forecast, which I'm excited for, and controls for Galaxy Buds. And of course, you can reorder these in whatever way you want to. Super easy to, and you can also open it up. Bruh. Okay, well, I forgot. So if you're on the wallpaper, it would open cover screen, and then you can tap on widgets, and then reorder, and then you can choose the order that you want this way. I do wish they had something similar to the watch. I don't have it on this phone. But something similar to the watch, so you can like actually like physically see like where the, or not physically, but like see where the tiles are, kind of like on the Galaxy Watch, kind of like how it is on the cover screen. And for the Galaxy Watch, I wish you had that in the thing, like in the cover screen. But hopefully with One UI 6.1, because there are so many new AI features and so many optimizations to the UI that is coming with One UI 6 or 6.1 or 6.0, 6.1, yeah, whatever. Hopefully that will be fixed, and hopefully it will bring some new experiences to the cover screen just for customization. And I hope that they add themes, honestly, like, because that's stuck to the default theme, even though on the inside it's to the theme of my device. So I hope they can change that with a future update. So that is some of my favorite features, but there are so many more things that I love about this phone. Another thing that I love is being able to multitask. So I'm sure, as you know, the Galaxy, I took this on the Galaxy Z Flip 5. It was snowing, and I decided to take a picture. This was on New Year's Eve, or New Year's Day, actually. What time was it? Yep, it was New Year's Day, and it just snowed, so I decided to take a picture. But yeah, so I love how like the apps are optimized for the folded display. So you can have it there, and then have the touchpad here to just swipe between images, and you have that little thing where you can control it from there too. But one thing that I love that is on literally like no iPhone, no matter how hard you try, no matter what you add to your phone, you just cannot do it. And that is obviously, of course, split screen mode, which is a feature on Samsung phones that I love, especially with this form factor, or this folding form factor of this phone. So you can just have it like folded. So you could just, if you want to, because I'm trying to figure out the best way to show this. Okay, yeah. So basically what you're seeing is what I'm seeing. So it's literally just like having a miniature phone right here. So you can have any application, and then wallpaper and style. You could do anything on here. And it looks like you're just using like a tiny little phone. That's like half of it. But if you want to, you can go, you could go like that, and then use the whatever application you have on the top. Or you could have it like this. One thing I do like to do is have comments, like if I'm reading comments, and say, I don't know, let's just say I have settings, put settings. Oh, yep, you can't multitask in that application. But for like in YouTube, I will have split screen mode as I'm reading comments. And then you can also have just a separate application just kind of floating. You could put it to the side if you want. It's just a feature that I absolutely love about Android, especially since it is not on any other, iPhones or iOS. It did look like we were going to have it, though, with that, like, bug that we found in what was it? It was in the settings application, or the photos application. You could have, like, a split screen, kind of like pop-up window. So maybe in iOS 18, maybe, hopefully. Only time will tell. But yeah, so that is definitely something that I loved when I switched, and I completely like forgot about that feature just because I used iPhone for like literally a year before I got this phone. So it was definitely something to get used to, and a definitely nice to have feature. So now I want to talk about switching. What was my experience with switching, and can I recommend it to those of you who are considering switching from Apple's ecosystem to Samsung's ecosystem? How are their products? How do they compare? What's the pros? What's the cons? What is the difference between these two ecosystems? And switching, it was very seamless. I just used Smart Switch and it transferred everything from my iPhone in its original quality, which is super nice, you know, that there was no loss of quality. And I'm sure if I use any like third party switcher, it probably would have lost a lot of that quality. I'm just gonna write that down because there's fingerprints and that kind of bothers me. So yeah, it definitely was a great experience. Nothing was lost, no data, no voice memos, nothing was lost in the switch. And the how long it took to like get used to Android. To be honest, it did take a little while. Because I was using iPhone for so long, it just took like extra things to do. Like, for instance, there was no mute switch at the side of the phone anywhere, so you had to physically go down, and then hit mute or unmute, vibrate. You could, I guess, do it from the volume panel, but that too just takes an extra step. That's just kind of slightly annoying at first, but I got used to it, and now I literally don't care at all. And then the search, to be honest, I never really used search on iPhone, but I didn't even like realize that was really a thing until like I was about to get rid of my phone, and then I was like, or about to get rid of my iPhone, and then I was like, wait, is the search bar on here the same thing as it was on iPhone? And it literally is. So that's nice to have. So ecosystems, like different features and stuff, to be honest, the only thing that Samsung phones don't have is MagSafe, but I picked up this case which does give this phone MagSafe and standby. Standby I honestly kind of miss. I do wish that Samsung phones had it. Hopefully, One UI 7 they will add it. Hopefully, but yeah, I literally like used my standby mode on my iPhone 14 Pro Max. Like literally, as soon as I could get the beta for iOS 17, I was running that standby mode, which I loved it. It was great. But this does give you like a little, I guess you could say a little like glimpse of it almost. Like what it could be on Galaxy, because you have like your time there, and when you shut it off, it's like that's it. And then you have different widgets. You could check the weather. Not the same as standby, but hopefully Samsung adds something similar in the near future. So yeah, ecosystems. To be honest, I have I have the Galaxy Watch 6 and the Galaxy Buds 2 Pro, and to be honest, I don't really think that there's a lag in ecosystems, like how they're all connected. I know everyone's like, oh, Samsung is so far behind in their ecosystems, like they're so bad, but to be honest, I think if like they actually use Samsung's ecosystem, they would not agree with what they said, because Samsung's ecosystem, especially with One UI 6, has gotten so much better that it's the same, if not better, than the Apple ecosystem. Now I haven't tested iPads or Samsung's tabs too much. So yeah, it's kind of maybe the rest of the ecosystem is worse, but at least for like the watches and the earbuds, which I feel like everyone's gonna have, it's actually the same, if not better, than Apple's ecosystem. And now for my gripes about this phone and just what I do not like about this form factor. The first thing that I noticed, which was actually mostly just the case's fault, it scratched my screen, or my like whatever you want to call this, by the flex window. If you see those like marks, that's not dust. Let me clear it off. That's not dust. Those are scratches, which is super annoying. I almost feel like commenting on where I bought this case and saying that, hey, this scratched my phone, leaving like a review. Just let people know that if you buy this, there is a good chance that it is going to scratch your phone. But other than that, it's a great case. It was $9, so I guess, like, hey, what are you going to expect? I do think I might invest in, like, a case with, like a fabric or something, or, like, kind of like a microfiber material kind of a sort inside, so it like kind of like protects the device. But other than that, durability, on the inside there's like some scratches. There is only one big prominent scratch right there, as you can see. But that was because it was on our windowsill and it kind of fell and scratched. So yeah, that's what happened there. But for durability for this phone, I mean, jerry rig everything, which is, he's notorious for breaking phones, especially foldable phones. The Z Flip 5 survived his durability test with flying colors. So if you're interested in checking that video out, I'll leave it in the description. So yeah, to be honest, the Galaxy Z Flip 5 for durability, I really don't see any issues with it. The only issues that I had was just from it falling and then just from this case. But other than that, I do have a screen protector on the cover, or the flex window. I still need to get used to calling it that. So yeah, it's not like the most durable phone, I guess you could say, but it's probably like iPhone equivalent, especially since when it's closed, that inner display is protected. So that is pretty nice. So for durability, I have no issues. But that one thing with the case was my main gripe. And then the other one, I guess, can be cameras. It's not the best performance. Like shutter speed is pretty laggy. So it's just like not the best, you could say. But like for quality cameras, it is okay. It's, like I said, not the best. I'll leave a link down in the description and maybe even at the end of this video, if you want to see my camera test of this device. So yeah, that is my review on the Galaxy S23 Ultra and my experience switching from the Apple ecosystem. And I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please consider subscribing. And also, if you're interested in my animation battle between iOS 17 and One UI 6, that video will be right here. And again, thank you so much for watching. And if you're at the end of this video, thank you so much. And I will catch you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you then.